Y'all, we have to resist the enemy. We have to resist the devil. We can't become too unaware or simply just not being we have to resist the enemy, because we can become so unaware that we forget that we have an adversary who is going to and from, seeking who he can devour. He's roaming the earth, seeing who he can devour. And it tells us to submit unto God and resist the devil, and he will flee from us. But because we sometimes give him no attention, or sometimes we give him too much attention, that we're just like, oh, the enemy is working this way against me, this way, that way. And we're just giving him so much attention, so much acknowledgement that we're not submitting to God. Or if we're not worried about the enemy, it's just like he's doing all these things in front of you, but you're not seeing it because you're blinded to just life. You're blinded to the things of this life, to the things of this world, that you're not paying attention to what God is doing, and neither are you paying attention to what the enemy is doing. And you're falling for something. You're living out something. Either it's the will of God or it's the will of what you're not supposed to live out. I really wasn't trying to say the will of the enemy, but if it's against God, then it's against God. So yeah, to be mindful of how much space and how much opportunity we give to the enemy in our lives. To resist the enemy is to be in the will of the Father, to be in his presence, to be in his likeness, to have the mindset of the Lord. And so, yeah, sometimes I think I don't acknowledge him as much, so I don't be trying to resist him, even though I be trying to overcome things in my life, and the enemy be using that for his advantage. Like my thought and my mind and my all this time that I'm spending on other things, he come in, he sweeps in, and he says like, oh, if you're already struggling with it, if you're already wrestling with it, all I gotta do is like allow you to keep doing so. I don't even have much work to do because you're already doing the work for me. I don't have to labor or toil for you to be outside of God's will, because you're doing it already. But I will see how I can help you stay here longer. I will see what lies and deceit that I can creep in and say, because you're already believing things that is not of him. You're already walking in ways that's not of him. You're already in friendships and doing things that's not of him. But I will see how I can creep in so you can stay in those places longer, because you lack the awareness of me. You have forgotten that I am roaming to and from, seeking who I can devour. And I see that you're available. I see that there's areas in your life that is available to take ownership over, because you have not submitted and surrendered those areas to God. You have not allowed him to come into those rooms and do the transformation that he needed to do, so I can come in and I can keep you walking in that same way, speaking in that same manner, dancing to that same song. And then sometimes you're too focused on me. You're like, oh, I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to overcome this, because like you think that I'm so big and so bad. But he's really not. The enemy does not have more power or authority than God, because God has no rivals. He has no equals. The enemy is not equal to God. He's not. He is not a rival to God. He's already defeated. He already don't have victory. And some days we'll just lose sleep behind what the enemy might do, or like how the enemy might come and steal the promise of God. But in my Bible, it tells me that no word that leaves from the mouth of God comes back void. Like, the enemy cannot steal what is not his. Like, especially from God. Maybe he can come in and be like a strong man, come in our house and try to take stuff and take it because we don't have nobody else stronger than us. And he come in with his own power. He come in, even though the ways he come in is through the windows. He can't just enter into the door. And the doors that he do enter into is doors that we ain't even supposed to enter into. But yeah, so y'all, the enemy is a liar. He's a liar. I am not who he say I am. I would not do what he tell me to do. I would not even do what he thought that I was going to continue to do. I don't do things to please him. I don't do things so he can stay roaming around my circle. Like, you don't even belong here. Like, go back to where you come from. Matter of fact, like, just take your defeat. Take your L and sit down somewhere. Like, stop bothering people. Stop showing up. Aren't you tired yet? Ain't you been playing these same games for so long? Shouldn't you be tired by now? It just ain't working out for you. But no. He's too big-headed. And the problem is, some of us are too big-headed too. Too prideful. Too haughty. All these things. And God is just like, humility. God is just like, yeah, the enemy might have did this, but you was already doing this. And it's not saying that he's condemning you, but he's like, did you not look at the speck that was in your eye? Did you not see that it needs to be removed? Did you not see that things in your life was not matching up with my word? Did you not put it near my word to see if it looked alike? Did you just walk away the mirror and forget how you looked? Y'all, I'm gonna wake up. I really want to say I'm awoke now, but honestly, I gotta get the eye boogers out of my eyes so I can see clearly. And so I can do whatever God is calling me to do. And honestly, just to be like him. Like, that's my heart desire. To look, to live, to speak like the Father. To love people like he do. Even the way that he met people in that situation, in a sense, I want to meet people just like that. With that heart posture towards them. With that compassion. With that, I'm not here to fight against you. I'm not here to say that I'm better than you. I'm not here for that. I'm really here for you. And that's what he came. He was here for us. He died for us. He lived for us. And so, to God, for God, through God, I want that same ability to say, to do, and to say, like, I'm here doing the will of my Father. There's no other will. There's no other options. There's no other destination, but this is it. This is the path that I was called to. And I want to honor that. I want to reverence my God. Enemy, we see you. Be cautious. Tread lightly. All right, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I love y'all. Peace out.